up and welcome to another episode here for the Late Night Funk It Pod, because it's, late at night here in Bangkok while recording. And, it's the Funk It Pod, and it's Monday, and so you know what it means, MMA Monday. And, let's be honest, it's going to be a very, very, very short MMA Monday today because, there was no UFC to speak of. I'm sorry, Arnold Allen. Yes, no, Arnold Allen did what he was supposed to do, and unfortunate ending, but besides that, and there's also no UFC to speak of this coming weekend. And again, this is not meant to be offensive towards the ladies that are headlining it. For example, I like Marina Rodriguez a lot. This is more like a comment towards the UFC, how they're advertising their non-pay-per-views, because they don't advertise their non-pay-per-views at all. And I've talked about this before several times. It's just so annoying. It's annoying for the fighters because I'm sure they don't feel very well represented there. It's annoying for the fans because, we don't know what's going on, what's happening. And I don't get it. They're invested in the fighters. They should do everything to just promote those fight nights too, but they just don't do it, which is really frustrating. But then again, and I always do that, right? And then I also shift blame towards the fighters because none of the fighters is doing anything at all as well. Like, you don't see Marina Rodriguez being out there saying, hey, you have to watch me, I'm gonna kick ass or whatever. I think she's fighting Amanda Lemos, right? If I'm not mistaken, I even have to think about it. Who also doesn't do anything. Well, might be, again, language barrier, but still, you can do some stuff online, can't you? There are big shows that you could be on. This one, for example, or others. So, annoying. So annoying that the fighters don't do stuff. Not enough, at least. Annoying that the UFC doesn't do stuff, of course. And also annoying that outlets such as ESPN and whatnot, what's up? If for the Makhachev fight, there are 7,000 specials on Makhachev and Oliveira, but if there's no pay-per-view, then ESPN is whatever, we don't care. Don't you want to be the outlet, the hub for all things MMA, or at least all things UFC? It's really annoying. I know I sound like a broken record, right? But my work's in the media / communication space, and oh my God, it's just so annoying. Again, if you need help, shout out, but by now I'm really... It's frustrating. Of course, there was a Bellator event, a Bellator Italy event. Not talking about this much, because I didn't watch it, to be honest. But Bellator just completely off my radar right now. I do see the results, of course. I follow Bellator online. And while it's nice that they post some of the highlights, and they post some action, because the UFC only post celebrations, right? It's right after the action, right after the submission was, after the tap, then they post it when they get up, when the winner gets up again or stuff. And they never post the action itself because they wanted to, of course, download the app, buy the pass, and so on, right? Bellator at least publishes, posts some of the action, but then, to be honest, I don't know. It still doesn't captivate me, unfortunately. I don't know what it is. Is it the logo? Unlike Joe Rogan, I like the name, but is it the logo? Is it the presentation? Maybe even. I'm not sure. I'm not invested at all, unfortunately, in anything Bellator. Not even in HMAK. Then they have this cool idea for New Year's Eve, right? Bellator versus Ryzen. 5 fighters from Bellator versus 5 fighters from Ryzen. One-on-one matchups, but 5 Bellator, 5 Ryzen fighters. Which is cool, and see, I know about it because, at least that was published often enough, also by Ryzen on their socials, so at least I know that. But the fighters that they're bringing, I know 2 of them. I heard of them, at least of the Bellator fighters, but really knowing, really following, knowing who they fought last and so on, I think 2, to be honest. Not sure if it doesn't speak for that. You see, ESPN would never of course, they would never cover Bellator. But come on, do a better job. More outlets. There are so many media channels out there that would die to have some more content. So come on, Bellator, do better. One championship, same. They had got some publicity with DJ on Joe Rogan last week. So good for them. I like that DJ was a bit candid in between, but then also caught himself like, oh, maybe I should like fly the one championship flag a little bit more here, like when they talked about all those missed weight cuts and so on. But other than that, I did like it a lot. I don't know, I think they should also be doing more. I mean, if they have all the money to burn as per Chatri because of the big strong backers, then maybe burn more money and get more of your people on those shows and get more, I don't know, positive articles on MMA fighting and so on. Because if there's no big event, you also really don't hear much so far, I think, from one championship. I mean, their socials, they're at least very active, but they're reposting all the time. So here also, like to the fighters, you gotta be more active. You can run this Bushido code stuff and like warrior code and respectful. You can go with that, no problem. You don't need to shit talk all the time, but you should be active somewhat. Not like Alan Nyalani, who is a bit too much usually. But other than that, I mean, come on, try a little bit harder. Because now my main gripe, is that the right word, this past weekend was, I had to basically be exposed and consume all the Jake Paul content. And yeah, I mean, I was a bit invested because Anderson Silva, but then again, and call me stupid, but I thought Anderson Silva, I thought it's gonna happen what happened, because I didn't think Jake Paul had a chance of knocking him out. I thought Silva is too good to get knocked out. But I also am not oblivious to the fact what they're doing, and there was no chance in hell that Anderson Silva would win a decision victory over Jake Paul on Jake Paul's promotion, basically. And I mean, they want Jake Paul to be a big thing, right? So there was no chance that this is going to happen. I did watch the fight. I do think, I mean, I'm not a boxing expert. I from my feeling, which might be biased, I'm not that much into boxing though, so I thought I'm rather unbiased, but then again, not a big Jake Paul fan, so maybe not. But I thought, from not being a boxing expert, I thought that Anderson Silva looked much better, more active usually. But then I heard Luke Thomas breaking it down and so on, and he had it for Jake Paul, but he's also on their payroll, so take this with a grain of salt. But he broke it down like why he scored it for Jake Paul, which then I was like, oh, maybe I can understand that. But like from a boxing noob's perspective, who doesn't watch boxing a lot, I thought Anderson Silva looked much better, to be honest. But that's no here nor there. I was forced to consume this because the UFC didn't do stuff, Bellator didn't do enough, One Championship didn't do anything. So guys, what you doing? It was really, really disappointing. I mean, all the fighters are tweeting about Paul versus Silva. Fair enough, I guess, but why don't you put anything out there? If like, why is there not more MMA? There was a fight night and no one knows about it. No one tweeted about a fight night. Everyone was just tweeting about Paul versus Silva. Like, oh my God. Frustrating. Okay, but it's enough. There's been 8 minutes of me being frustrated now, so I'll stop it right here. There's no UFC event coming this weekend. There is, but they don't tell us. One Championship is 2 or 3 weeks away again. The one on Prime 4 is going to be then, I think. So we'll dive into detail once this is around the corner again, because I think now one is running out of big names for the on Prime events in the US. So I think you probably need some more detailed breakdowns, because I don't think that you know all those fighters now. Like they went through all the famous fighters for the first 2 events, and now they're like, they're cool, which they are good too, but you might not know them as well. So I'm gonna start breaking them down a bit more and bring them a bit closer to you, hopefully, as we come closer to the next one event. That's it for now. So let me know what your thoughts were on Paul versus Silva on a non-existent MMA coverage. And yeah, what you're looking forward to. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That would be cool. Rate this podcast if possible, because then more people can find us. You can have a bigger audience, a bigger conversation. And as always, stay safe, take care, keep your guard up. Sawadee Cup.